That's the one. Is it? Yeah, I think you all are now seeing the right screen, but I'm not. Yes, this is the one. Okay, let's get started. Welcome to the Foundational Infrastructure Working Group meeting. Wait, I saw that we have Carson. Do you have anything specific that's not Bosch related that you want to discuss?
I do not. I figured
Okay.
I'd show up and see if there was anything that
Okay.
from the logging in system logging side that we should talk about. But
Okay, I don't know. Yeah, I haven't looked at. We can look at this first. MTLS support. Oh, that's old.
rolled, yeah. Oh, that's recent.
Is it?
March,
No,
yes, recent-ish.
recent-ish. Yeah, sure. Do you all look at this board or not?
I look at this board
Okay.
personally. Some of this stuff is that column in my eyes is not prioritized. Like we've triaged all of them.
Okay.
I think the only new thing on this board is the IM file thing, which I reactivated. Uh, Theoretically, this is actually maybe boss related. One weird thing with syslog, is that we sort of hack, we, we use the system, our syslog, but we don't ship it ourselves, which is not a very Bosch release thing to do, right? So the syslog release sort of hacks around shipping our syslog by just using whatever the stem cell delivers.
Yeah.
So not very Boshy, but theoretically, probably in the past saved some time in terms of like we didn't have to ship it ourselves. But the we because because we don't use all our syslog features in the syslog release, we have to compensate a little bit by having this component called Blackbox,
Mhm.
which just sits there, reads component logs, and spits them out into syslog output, and then our syslog will forward them. Um, and theoretically, it seems like our syslog could do all of that for us with just IM file, which is a module that can watch files. And in the past, it didn't do wildcards, and now it does wildcards. So I think we could just replace Blackbox with IM files. Um,
Hmm.
what I don't know is whether the our syslog version that is shipping right now in the stem cell is new enough that we could use the IM file wildcard thing.
Didn't we look at this like last week? There was a wait. That was actually in here. Yeah, here we had a thing. So apparently we're installing our syslog from a different PPA, and we're getting like a pretty recent version.
That's good. Cool. I guess is that probably indicates that we have wildcard support. Is that second line? Are those different packages for our syslog?
Yes, I
Kind
believe so.
kind of makes me wonder whether if we want to use IM file, we might have to add something like our syslog IM file. That's something I can check out. Um,
Yeah, and then it would be like you would have to check or something. I don't know, like
Probably
it's
just
going.
experiment with it on a box. Yeah.
There
Yeah,
is an
but
open issue, right, for removing this PPA.
Right.
But that's more because the Ediscon PPA only keeps the latest version in its repo.
Yeah, that was but yeah, for like reproducibility, we cannot install an older version. We can only get like the latest that's available. But that I don't think that's a problem for this, right? Like, and that's only the reproducing or rebuilding a stem cell problem.
Yeah, yeah, that's something for in the future. So it's
Mhm.
not.
So you might want to add the IM file extension or module. But if you want to, ideally you would probably install it via your release if you want to replace Blackbox,
Mhm.
right? Because otherwise, like people could be running it on other stem cells.
People could be running it on all their stem cells.
So the syslog release is being shipped probably also on,
Yeah,
like you have no guarantees on which stem cell from
True.
which patch version. You're basically gonna like if you add it to the stem cell, you're gonna have it in a patch version of the stem cell.
true.
But it would be a good thing to add anyway, because then the next stem cell line, if we're gonna go for I don't know what the next stem cell LTS is gonna be. But after that, you can expect it to be there.
That makes sense. That's a good call out. Yeah, because syslog is deployed typically as an add-on to the runtime config.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. That's
Will you
probably all I
find
need.
these lines? Do you need them?
Can you link them to me, please, or drop them in the issue?
We create something for our wish list so that we remember this.
Yeah. Yeah, but first we should probably maybe it's like already part of the main package. I don't know, right? Like it needs a bit more of an exploration.
Okay. When we have more findings, then we can discuss this to
Yeah.
add.
Wait, what was I? Yeah, this here. Also, we have a wish list here. Milestones wish list.
Looking quickly at the PPA, I don't see any specific package for IM file.
Okay.
But maybe it's included in some other package.
Mhm.
Or maybe it's there by default. To be
It'd be pretty
precise.
sweet if it was there by default. If not, we can add it to that list and add it to the wish list.
Yeah.
Whatnot. Cool. I think interesting if that's performant and if that works, that would solve a few of the other issues in this board. Stuff like provide FluentBit as an alternative to Blackbox and logs are not forwarded during VM recreation. Those are complaining that basically we can start syslog in the pre-start phase, but we don't start Blackbox until the start, and Blackbox is not very intelligent. It just forwards everything,
Mhm.
which means that if any logs get rolled during pre-start to start, or if anything fails before start, we don't forward any of those logs because Blackbox hasn't started. And it means that once Blackbox does start, even if there's old logs on the system that it's already forwarded, it's going to forward all of them again. So you get a ton of duplicates for no reason. So both of those are real pain points that we haven't had a good solution for. But maybe IM files could be that solution.
Interesting.
Indeed.
Anything else you would like to
Nope.
call out? Okay.
Thanks, y'all.
Cool. Yes, there was a comment here, I believe. And I briefly looked into it. So what I'm wondering about is the here there is a flag here, gateway flags, right? So they are adding gateway flags, which I think includes partial proxy, or it's related to partial proxy. Maybe the environment variable is not related to, it's not being picked up. But gateway flags seems like it is actually the implementation of or where the funneling stuff is happening. But yeah, that needs a bit more. I was gonna look into that, but then I got distracted. But I think it would be. I don't fully agree with this. I mean, I understand that it's basically they are asking for help. They say they do not have a testing environment. But I believe it's just calling the right libraries that everybody else or that are being used in the CLI in other places. We'll just need some pointers. I will do that. Unless someone else has that context.
No.
Okay.
Don't have time.
Not very clear to me.
Yeah. Everybody is busy. Where is this at?
So they fixed this. So Aram would be then give his okay.
Yeah, I will request a review.
And don't know.
Okay,
What
that's
else?
it. But yeah, we'll just wait for Aaron.
There is not another reviewer, so well, I reviewed it quick, but
I mean, we can see what Aaron thinks, and then maybe someone else wants to have a look.
Yeah, so this is, can you hear me? I guess so,
Yes.
right? Yeah, so
Yes.
we are now using the light stem cell builder for the SPIF stem cell to create a light stem cell out of it, and yeah, found some issues. For example, the current version is always publishing a stem cell, a snapshot, and for private AMIs, that's something we need to prevent, right? And this is what this PR is about. We do have two others in the pipeline, or at least one, which is that afterwards we need to encrypt these snapshots and AMIs. And currently, this is always done with the account's KMS key. So the key of your AWS account. And then you cannot share it with other accounts, yeah. And therefore, I'm currently preparing a second PR to support custom private KMS keys. And then third, you have to share it with other accounts afterwards. And this is most probably as well a PR that we do in the light stem cell builder. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but this is the first chunk of the work.
This is only the first one, just
Uh,
to
Does it make
Yeah.
sense to have an issue with all the context, and then you can link
Oh, we
this
can do
one
so.
to it?
Yeah.
I
I
think that
create
would
one.
be, yeah, that would be nice to have the full
Yeah, I
context.
create one. Yeah, I create one. Cool. Yeah.
It's not blocking, but it's just for completeness sake. Yeah,
Yeah, I was
clear.
afraid it wasn't backwards compatible, but it is. So
Yeah, it should be. So at least from our test, it should be. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna Joseph look at this because I think it does like we are from SAP, so I think you all already have contacts, so it makes sense to have some people from VMware look at it. I don't know, maybe Aaron or something.
Yeah.
We have labels. It's a good color for FIPS. What's the color that you think of when you think about FIPS? Is it the
Black,
happy
right?
color?
No.
Hmm.
Something very evil.
Yeah, that's a cultural thing. I don't know. Like, I don't want to go there.
pitch black. I want pitch black.
Black
Black letters.
Won't be green. Everything is compliant.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know. This is gonna be it. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, I need to go put this in the pending review. Oh, wait, and I'm gonna also post this. So we have a Slack channel, right? Called something FIPS, CF FIPS, right?
Oh,
I think it's good to have
Yes.
the
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to like have all the PRs that are related to this in that channel as well.
Yeah.
Because that yeah, maybe you can post it in there yourself.
Yeah, I will post it.
Because that will like so I think on our side we have I don't know, some management priority to review everything related to this, right? So basically and I think I added Manuel, who's the manager on the Bosch team, in this channel, so posting things in here related to FIPS will make it so that I get even picked up even faster.
Yeah, cool.
Because I'm not attending stand-up on the Bosch team stand-ups. I'm not attending those, but Manuel is. So if he's aware of all these things, we'll make things go faster. Or that's my hope. Let's see if it works in practice. But oh, one of those. Yes, I'm gonna review this one. This looks like a thing I can review.
I don't think so, man.
Yes.
It's too way too complicated. Don't do it.
That's
It's
wait, there's letters
head
here.
breakers.
Sure. Well, this is a thing that I can assign my name to. Yes. This is like it's almost a monthly, no, not monthly, bi-monthly PR that we get, right? From someone in the community adding, I'm missing. It's a first-time contributor or not?
I
Doesn't
think
matter.
he contributed already another.
Oh, he did? Okay.
I can remember reviewing. 1 or 2 months ago, something.
Before you know it, he can reviews his own PRs.
Yes, enough contributions. Oh, Matthias, there's a free free review for you.
A free sorry, I was in Slack. Yeah, okay.
No, it's like this really simple
Okay.
add a new instance type thing. PR.
Yeah.
Oh wait, and there's another one. There's another one. Oh no.
Yes, there is another one.
Okay, but why is there? Oh, but this is bigger. No, this is too much work. Cannot start with that. Let's see. Inbox pending review. So what is this change about? So it's am I not seeing the difference?
Yeah, the actual disk size is different.
Ah, yeah, I see. So this 5 GB compared to that, right?
Yeah,
Um,
compared
In this one especially.
yeah, the
Yes.
swap in the
Ah, here it is
but
unused basically.
swap should never be higher than
That
5 GB. I don't know why.
Isn't it based on the amount of memory that's allocated to the machine?
Yeah, but nowadays with SSDs, using swap on SSDs is just not a good way. I have it at 0. It's better to use your memory than to use swap. And but that's a whole discussion.
The
You
whole
can
different thing.
open a can of worms.
Seems like a useful change. That's so many arguments. Oh, nice.
Why did he change it from stars to list? Oh, because it's in spot strategy.
I don't know. Is there someone with context on AliCloud who wants to look at it?
No.
The only people with contacts in that is SAP.
Okay, is there
SAP.
someone from SAP who wants to review this?
But nobody in SAP wants to touch
Yeah.
Harley. So
No, actually, yeah.
But
Yeah, yeah.
now it will be easier because then you will have docs.
it's just documentation.
This is just a docs review.
Ah, okay, yeah, then. Of course.
You can already ignore it because you can always say, dude, you fix your ECCLA.
Yeah, that's true.
Step
Can
one.
also do that. Yeah, sure. Yeah, but it's the review can already start. We can just not merge it.
Aha!
Nice. You did a thing.
Sorry?
You did a thing.
Yeah!
Nice.
We need a review. We can just merge.
I don't know. What's the? No, I mean, there's actual doc change. What? Oh, there's even doc
Yeah,
change.
it's the first bunch of docs. Actually, I'm waiting for this to merge, and I have the header. This is only the contributing section of the docs, and I've reviewed the header completely with some better an explanation about what it is and why
nice.
it is here. But it's for later on. So this one is pretty trivial, actually, changing USA by US. in
Yeah, we
both
already
text
discussed that
and
with a lot
code.
of people.
But in the issue, I've commented some other concern.
In the issue,
So-
in the linked issue.
Yeah,
Uh,
this one, yes.
this one.
Yeah, the first one. So yeah, this one will once merged, it needs to be pulled by Bosch CLI. CredHub is not affected, but in the Bosch director Ruby code, there is something about NATS clients certificates. So
Oh, you mean
this,
that one?
yeah, this means that we are going to trust only certificates with that kind of incorrect country code. So we can change it. It seems that the client sets are generated by the director.
Yes.
Are you? Yeah. So we can change the generator, but well, at which frequency are the NATS certificates replaced? Which frequency? How often?
You need to rotate. Wait. I think when you recreate an instance, you get new certificates, I believe, but I'm not 100% sure. Like
Rotation doesn't require any more recreation. It can be also deployed.
Yeah, that's for the
Yeah, that's right. You can update them.
So without recreation by a deploy.
Yeah, but how is that triggered? That's triggered by changing the CA certificate.
Yes, and then redeploy.
Yeah, so it doesn't happen automatically.
But the NAT certificates, the NAT certificates most probably they are not part. I'm not about the NAT, not sure about the NAT certificate.
But these are internal ones, right? These
Yeah.
are for the director itself and the help monitor. So I believe those are like somewhere in a pre-start script or something generated.
Yeah, it seems so indeed.
Oh, or are they part of
this?
Oh, they are here. Is it? So it's probably part of Bosch deployment.
The pre-start script generating those are the NATS pre-start scripts in the Bosch release.
Here.
of um,
So this,
ah,
that is interesting because if you're gonna use a new version of the Bosch CLI, you will get a certificate that won't work anymore, right? Because it will have US instead of USA.
yeah, probably, possibly, yes. The country code would be wrong. Well, but we should not include the country code in the
Sure, but that's a limitation of NATS.
I mean, when we express to which client certificate we trust, we could say that organization, that common name, and leave the country aside, and not forcing the country to be anything specific.
I understand, but I think this is like a limitation of this is the NATS configuration file, right? And this is how you are supposed to configure users.
But this is an LDAP selector. You can add whichever part you need, or add or remove. I mean, the country is optional. The organization is optional. Canonical name instead is pretty much standard way of naming things uniquely. So to me, it just looks like we could remove the country here from that selector.
Yeah, I just have a vague. I did this, right? I did some of this early proof of concept work with like getting NATS to work. NATS. This was like when we switched back to upstream NATS.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've tried already to remove that, and it wasn't working.
I don't. I'm like 80% sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Only the CN part is relevant here.
Yeah, I totally understand. I don't want these other parts there, but I believe this is like a limitation in how NATS has implemented it.
Mm-hmm.
But I could be wrong.
So then we would have to have a transitional period, time when we would trust both USA and US types of certificates.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we need to also do that. So this is like the static bit, and then there's the dynamic configuration.
That's right. Yes.
Because these.
Yeah. If you open the pre-start script, as you said.
There's also
yeah
this file, right? That gets included, and this file is generated by the director dynamically by the Bosch NATS sync thing.
Okay.
Which is something which is
the out JSON is generated. Try a look at the pre-start script of NATS. It was here actually, just below. Yeah.
This one.
Yeah, out JSON is in Varvicap data for NATS, so it's in the ephemeral storage. And line 10, I don't understand why
this is just creating the file.
But
wait, what?
Yeah.
Why is there?
Yeah, it's strange that there is no chmod 600 or something on that file.
Why do we have a foobar in here? Oh, if the file does not exist.
Yeah,
I think there was a problem. I think NATS didn't start if it would try to load an empty config file, right? So that file would be overwritten and updated. Interesting. And probably.
And line 15, we are line 15 here. We are regenerating the certificate, and we are capturing the director subject, which by default includes USC country USA. so that we keep having the same subject name for regenerating. That's how I interpreted that. I'm not sure. I've really understood it properly.
It's a shame
So
that
there is
Joseph is not here. He was involved with a lot of this implementation. Vector subjects.
But all this code, it looks like some workaround. Would be good to have some comments telling why we are doing such things.
So that it
Because
works. It's
I
there
know.
to make it work. Just trust me, bro. Yeah, no, so this is where the sync stuff is. So this process is constantly running.
And wait, what do we mean by sync here? What is
So
the
like
meaning of this?
for every agent, we need to have an entry. So nets need to know, the net server needs to know about all the agents. So for every agent, we need to create a user. And that's what it's doing.
There is one nuts user per Bosch agent?
Per Bosch agent, yes.
All right.
So you
Okay.
saw those two users that were like statically created here.
Mhm.
This is interesting.
So
So it writes the nets config file, and it also. So this is where it takes the director's subject file and the HM subject file. So it writes that file.
it's generating the content file on the managed VM for the Bosch agent on the.
This is on the Bosch
or-
director. No, it's on the Nets server config. So the co-located net server, the config is constantly rewritten, and then a signal is sent to the Nets process to make it reread that config file.
Okay, right.
So here,
So we kind of ensure that the subject line is always the same, and we capture it into the ephemeral storage.
yeah,
Is that
and then
correct?
we have the agent user here. This is what I was looking for.
Mhm.
Right, so here's another occurrence.
Mm,
And that's what
definitely,
I'm
yes.
concerned about, right? Because this needs to be backward compatible, right? So if you're gonna roll this out,
Mm.
then you need basically two entries, or we need some way to, or figure out if we can add a wild card or something there.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
The NATS configuration on the other side, because the server needs to trust.
Mm.
Yeah.
Or is it
So yeah,
should TLS two side, both sides needs to trust? So
So you updated the. No, so this is just what. So you have the director generates these certificates and hands them out to the agents,
yeah,
and then the agents use it to authenticate with the server.
yeah,
But if we're going to update the generate logic in an existing system, you will have a situation where there's old and new certificates with and without. So with US and some with USA. And you don't know which ones have been updated.
yeah.
so you need to trust
We have to
both.
understand why this is an issue. Changing the USA to US will break the trust or not, and then if yes,
Yeah. So basically, all the agents will go unresponsive
Yeah.
in an existing environment.
That's an issue.
Is it? I mean, you just recreate everything. Easy.
And
Like
what you
that's
say
why
is
you have a
true,
disaster
even-
recovery handbook, right?
Yeah. And what you say, Ruben, is true, even if we, as soon as we merge the PR I've submitted, because the regeneration, the
Yes.
regeneration of the certificate. Okay, right.
That's why
So-
the
So we're
cloud.
gonna
it's a
add
tricky one.
Do not
It's-
merge.
Yeah, it's a tricky one.
But-
We said last week that it was only two letters to.
No. Yeah, that was to get a
Yeah.
volunteer. No, that was just for some to get someone who wants to pick this work, like do the work.
And
The
break
crazy
all
guy.
the-
It's me. It's me. It's me.
But we have to be sure that this is an issue for the trust. Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
What Orange reported as an issue is that first it's illegal compared with from the RFC perspective. It should be two-letter country code. And second is there are some of their tooling seems to be failing at renewing certificates when they use the OpenSSL due to that inconsistency.
Yeah.
So the impact is pretty much limited right now compared to what it could be if we merge this.
Figure out a way to roll these changes without
breaking NETS message bus altogether.
Yeah. Not
I think it would be an issue both ways. Well, especially for the agents to trust the server.
But I don't have a nice pointy. Oh, I do. Ooh, 2 arrows. Something like that. Oh, wait, and then we put nats in the middle. Look, now it's professional.
Definitely.
I'm going to do it like this. Perfect. And then it's just like one link without, could have nicely linked this, but I guess this is what we get. I'm gonna also assign Joseph just for visibility because he's not here. He probably wants.
Is there a way to relax the validation in a way that you can just ignore the country code validation for a short period of time?
Yeah, that's what we discussed. As in, like, I'm 80% sure we cannot, but maybe we
that
can.
was
Like
okay. Yeah.
the last time I
Okay.
looked at it, this was like it's a limitation in the net server basically.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, ideally, we would just drop this, right, and not like we would only look at the
Yeah.
CN. And I believe that's what I started out with, and then it didn't work. But maybe they fixed it since then.
Mhm.
Okay. Who's doing what on this? Can I help in anything?
Sure. If you want to look at if it's possible to relax it on the like look at the nets server configuration, run a small experiment, see if this can be omitted. That would be the easiest way out, right? If we can just drop it. Like if that's not possible, then we would have to duplicate every user entry. And at that point, I don't know if the choose is worth the squeeze? Like if it's worth it to make this change? Like then we really need to maybe reassess the impact, and then maybe we
Mm.
because it sounds like a complicated rollout.
So I need to deploy a Bosch server with this change and make sure the communication works with NATS properly. Deploy things and see that I will talk and talk to agents properly.
Yeah, so if you deploy a Bosch director and you deploy an agent, or so one Bosch director and then have one managed VM, then you can just in the director itself, given it's Ruby, change this one file, remove this, and restart the do a monet restart all or something, right? Like restart all the processes so that the net sync process is restarted. And then I would expect an unresponsive agent, because the agent will probably not be able to reconnect, right? So you can look at and see that this auth file, the generated nets authentication file, will have a user entry without this part, and then I expect authentication issue. If that's
Alright,
not the case,
yeah.
then we can just safely drop it. And ideally, you would collect some of this evidence, like, I don't know,
Okay.
a log file or
Oh,
something.
Right. Okay.
Log entry
Let's-
showing an failed authentication thing. But yeah, that's I think would be
Okay.
nice.
I make my best
Yeah,
to
maybe-
try that for next
I mean,
week.
maybe you already
it
have
is-
an environment.
Easier just to start nuts and try just with nets without Bosch.
Yeah, sure. But I mean, like, it depends on what you have laying around. Like, getting a nets with all the right config files to replicate this is maybe also work, right? Because it's using, I think nets is configured to use stuff. Wait.
Okay.
What's that? So the jobs nets. There was something to make it do MTLS. Yeah. And so you need to this and then verify and map. That's what makes it map the certificates onto these users. But that means that you need to set this up and then have an issue certificates using the right CN using that are signed by the same CA. I mean, like there's stuff that you need to figure out. So
Yeah.
I would just recommend going with Bosch and changing one line on the Bosch director.
Yeah, it will give us insights.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a cleaner experiment than trying to replicate all the things the director is doing with nets outside of the director.
Okay. Yeah. To be continued next week.
Yes, it's a quest.
After deep dive in nuts.
Yeah. Do we have a no? We don't have them blocked. But we will rediscuss this next week. Issues.
There should also be a PR for the stem cell CI.
No. It's the CI. Good point. This should live update. Maybe the robots died.
Yeah, who knows?
We are missing the repository now.
Okay, let's make sure that's not the case. DOC, working groups. Ooh, yes, that's a different area. So that means it's not showing up because of filters. I'm assuming. Because we have area class. Can we have multiple area class? We have an or.
And
No, it's not and, it's an or, right? I don't know how this works. I mean, I can do this. There it is. Fixed it. Uh,
Maybe with parentheses it would work. Otherwise,
yeah,
the
but no,
or
I'm not
usually
gonna
has yeah,
not do that
or
now.
usually is lower precedence than and anyway.
yeah, this is only the initial.
Oh, so this is also a different. This is release engineering. Nice.
Different people.
This almost never happens.
Should we put this PR also into a lecture?
Oh yeah, we should. Uh,
Okay, I will paste it there.
okay, yeah. Yeah, and I was thinking we also have the Bosch Linux stem cell builder.
Yeah, that's a draft now. So
Yeah, but I mean, I think we should try to just go ahead with it. As in, it shouldn't fail, right? It will just not install the packages, or maybe the things that try to install the specific packages. we
oh,
should-
FIPS will currently still fail. So I was working on that, but I first wanted to do the pipeline, and then I will get back to this.
Yeah, because ideally we get this in a state where it will just succeed but not install things, but it will try to, so that we can at least have end-to-end the pipelines working and make sure that all the identities and everything is in there. It's just, and that like as a last step, we will, once the packages are available, we got a date, by the way, the 15th of November. I posted that update in the channel as well. They're gonna have a new version of the UA client that has an ability to install VIPS candidate bits, which is what we want to install. So would be nice if we are ready before that, right? So we have the pipeline and the branch, or not even the branch, but like everything in place to start installing that. Start
Yeah, there's
building that.
probably still some namespacing that I need to do.
Yeah, but those things are all like internal to our working group, right? So we can
Yeah.
work through those issues in the coming 2 weeks.
Yep.
So that we can have the same situation as with like Jammy GA, right? Like it was, we had a stem cell the same day. I don't know.
Yeah,
Something
yeah,
like
we
that.
had it the same day. We just released it. So
Yeah, but I mean, we could do the same here, ideally. And maybe even if we before the bits are in, if we already set up a bucket and everything, we can start the work maybe with CF, with the deployments working group, so that they also can make their pipelines, or yes, make them ready, basically.
Yeah, sounds good.
What's the deadline of 15 of November? What is it exactly, this deadline?
So Canonical has submitted their VIPs packages for approval,
Mm-hmm.
and those packages, they are not available yet until they are approved by the I don't know, what's it? Is it NIST or some
Yeah.
agency is going to approve it. But they won't ideally change anymore since in the meantime, right? So they want to now add the capability to the what's it, Ubuntu something client, the UA client, that you need to register yourself with their subscription or their pro offering. They want to extend that to be able to install FIPS candidate packages, which we want to use for compatibility testing.
All right. Thank you.
That's all. Okay.
And this PI is ready to be merged, or I couldn't understand?
It's in draft state.
Oh,
Yeah. I put it in draft state because last week when I did all the stuff quickly, it failed. But this now it doesn't interrupt the normal stem cell builder. So that's what I first got fixed. Now I need to add the specific. So when I run it now with Jammy FIPS, it will fail, and I need to fix that so that it doesn't fail. I just need to put in bogus bogus stuff, because it's now trying to request stuff from the repository that doesn't exist yet.
Yeah, so it's doing the FIPS enable or something.
Yeah, that's FIPS enable, and it says like it cannot be enabled.
Yeah, so this is the line, right? So here is using that CLI to try to enable this FIPS channel, and that's not available. And there's gonna be a FIPS candidate channel at some point, or the 15th.
Right.
Sorry, I have to leave.
Yeah,
Okay, see you later.
that's no problem.
See you later.
I think we're over time, so maybe we skip issues for now.
yeah, sounds good.
Okay, thanks all for joining.
Okay, see you later.
I want to shortly, I want to
Oh.
shortly discuss the issue about the global flex. I think it's in
Global
discussion.
Wait, what did I do? Did I save it? No. There. Discussion.
No, it's in Bosch repo in GitHub discussion.
Oh yes, good.
Mhm.
Gosh.
Since when do we have discussion steps?
You've never seen that with like this is where all the good stuff is being discussed. We don't do that in issues.
Okay.
Now
Yeah,
we told
so
Ramon.
yeah, thank you for your thank you for your feedback. So is the PR. I think the PR is also linked in this discussion. So we have tried to do a proof of concept story, and to realize the suggestion. So we first upload a deploy type config. So Bosch updates config type deploy and sets the flex inside and set config. And then we want to download that deploy type config and check the set it flags inside that config and append them to the existing arcs. So we are not sure whether this is a good way to implement it or not. So want to discuss
Yeah, could you
here.
update the description of the issue of how you would use it, like the format of the config file of the
Mhm.
deploy config file? I'm assuming it's just an array of flags.
Yeah. Yes, basically it's flags. So it's a YAML file with flags, then with a list of strings, and
I
inside
see,
it
it's
is all
this.
the flags.
Yeah.
With minus fix releases or minus recreate. Yeah. And here's so we need to execute twice the parser box in the LVC. Yeah, I mean, control on the screen what I can. I cannot. So on line 100, it's the first parser.
100.
So it's, oh, sorry, the new line, which is 108.
This
Yeah.
one.
Yes. So the parser arcs is executed, and the parser arcs will attach all the configurations into the config, and so the config has all the configs. But here we also need the content in the config. That's why we need to execute this twice. We are not sure whether there is a better way to do that.
Yeah, you need them first so you can get a config, right?
Yes, exactly.
And
Then
then-
we check the content in the config and do the second time the parser config. So we first append the flags inside the deploy config and then do the parser config again. Is it
Yeah.
good or?
I think that's how you would need to do this. You probably want to only do it when there are flags.
Sorry, you are not so audible, at least on my
Oh,
side.
maybe it's then my internet that's wrong.
On my side is fine.
Okay.
Maybe I need to reconnect my headset. Hello?
Hello. Yeah, so
Okay,
I would only do this if there's actual flags.
Mm,
So if the length of this is non-zero.
yes, okay, yeah. That's right. So basically it's a proof of concept whether it's doable or not, but we also want to collect some improvements, ideas.
Yeah, it seems really straightforward. But it's not only the deploy commands, right? This is everywhere. This gets applied to all commands.
True. If that's the case, so we have also think about it. Then we need to do a case here or a lot of if blocks to check whether it's this command or that command, like what we did like previously from line 99 to line 60. Yeah. So there is a lot of if blocks above.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to check all the utility one by one if. So that's why we dropped that idea and just to do it for deploy.
Yeah, but not all flags work for all commands, right?
Yes.
But this, like the place where you're now doing it in the factory, I'm assuming this gets used for all commands.
Yes, that's correct. So at least here we need a if to check whether the command is deploy command, not the other. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so if it's only for deploy, then I would put it in a place closer to deploy. And otherwise you would need to make it more, but I mean, like, if you're gonna do this, it makes sense to do it for all commands, but then you would need some sort of like the data structure needs to be a bit more complex, as in you would have per command you can specify the flags.
Yes, we have also checked the command / and deploy.go. So that's only for the deploy command. And there, because we will restrict the deploy command, it will not contain the runtime config anymore. That's why we implemented in the general factory.go, which contain all the configs for deploy. It does not need the runtime configs, the cloud configs, so it simply drops them.
But I mean, like, you can just convert it to or submit it as a normal PR, right? Like, we can have I think a review and have a discussion about it there.
Yeah, sure.
Just for
Okay.
current.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll
Okay.
do that.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks.
you all. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. See you next week. Bye.